at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
I may have the volume just a little too low. Also, I'll need to play around with it a little.
Where are they? This is taking forever. It didn't even say what this was for, just that the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway, rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
Okay, yeah, I need to increase the spoken volume. I actually didn't know if this game was like I think fully voice acted or if it's not. I have no idea. Swordsman something something. Train a select group of pupils in his dueling techniques. Some of the finest sword fighters, they are also obsessed with personal standing and honor. Okay. And this, I assume, is the area we are in. 4499 AR tells me absolutely nothing. Like... only existed since that time. Okay, fine. A little bit of like, let me put it this way. If you're from like an I am going to ramble on these things from time to time, and you'll have to bear with me. or then you know, skip ahead. I suppose that works as well. But I run a lot of tabletop RPGs. I have GM'd, game mastered, or master of ceremonies, or dungeon master, whatever you wanna call them. Over the years, I have run a lot. And when you give players information, that information, like, it can be cryptic, obviously, but it should be something that characters and the player can understand in some sort of fashion, without like really having to think on it too much. Like, if I were to give this information, relatively young nation having only existed for 250 years, that would be what I would do. Something like that, because that gives tangible, easily digestible information, instead of me giving you know, a year, unless that year is really relevant at that particular moment, or it is a foreshadowing of the players having to figure out something else based on the year. It would just be, you know, okay, this place has only existed for 50 years, okay? That sort of thing. Okay. Anyway. But that is also me thinking more as a person running a group of players through a story around a tabletop, instead of like, how do I call it? Instead of like, oh bloody heck. Instead of like writing a story, that's what I am after. Okay.
All right, you purple toad, just shut your trap. And if you can't, I'll help you.
Yeah, I need to increase the voice volume.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
Okay, we learned about the Sword Lords already. Also a warning, just a warning, in case you didn't watch my character creation, I'll try to make this warning like in all the bits I am recording for the YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot of text in this game and I'm not gonna read all of it out loud. I read fairly quickly, like I have read in real world, in reality. I have read so much that I read really fast, but I am trying to, like when I open this stuff, I'm trying to leave it open for just a little longer, you know, past the point I have read it, in case somebody wants to pause the video and actually read it for themselves.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Here is also another thing. Like, barring stuff like dyslexia and so on, most people read faster than they can speak.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the Stolen Lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder.
Oh, that's interesting. So this is... that's where the Kingmaker comes from, I think. So you basically go and take over the land and become essentially the king, right?
Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
Oh boy. Oh boy, all sorts of stuff of like, hey, you know, go over there, kill whoever is leading this particular area, and you can have the area. Oh boy. Oh man, as mostly a game master, this feels like such a trap right away. Holy crap, where it's like, no, sorry, we didn't actually like where it ends with like, your head on a chopping block for, you know, having to right to conquer the lands. And somebody else is taking them over. Oh, nope, we used you as a pawn. We are taking over this place. Sorry. This feels like such a trap right from the get-go. Yeah, why not recognize the Stag Lord as the Baron? I guess they are a bandit, so you don't want to, but that makes it feels like such a dang trap.
That's a good point. As I see it, this Stag Lord already holds power over the region with confidence. Many noble bloodlines were started by bandits who just got lucky, weren't they?
Perhaps because we do have standards to maintain. This room has seen many celebrations of adventurers, and even those who just got lucky. But giving a noble title to a bandit lord? That's one thing that's never happened here, and it won't while I still breathe.
Oh boy. That's never happened here. Oh. Love the writing so far, but man, it makes me feel like this is. I am being roped into doing somebody else's dirty work, and that is amazing.
Don't ask stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around, or whatever it is you do.
I like this guy. I like this guy.
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front, well, please know that these concerns are unfounded. Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with, not bandit gangs and monster hordes.
Like I said, if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, no, your intention is to kill me at the end and just take it over, right?
What is that smell in the air? Is it the smell of unspoken words and political intrigue?
Ooh, yup.
And what reward would you seek beyond a noble title and your own lands?
We'll absorb the costs of preparing and equipping your expeditions. Once you return victorious, Restov will also allocate you a significant sum to provide financial support for you to establish your country. Essentially, we'll help you build your capital. I hope such a reward is satisfactory.
Oh boy, that is just way too good to be true.
Words. Significant, financial. I can't fill my belly with pretty words.
Okay, I like her as well.
Of course. There will also be an official banquet held in your honor. All of Rostov's high society will gather to celebrate your feat.
And arrest all of us and then hang out.
Now you're talking.
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
I do like him.
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
That guy is going to die first, isn't he?
If I may please answer the question. We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
So basically, who backstabs and kills the others first, and then, you know, stands as the only possible candidate.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. Or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
I apologize, but it's like for this cynicism and sarcasm, but this is my take on this stuff, and I love the writing so far, but I guess it comes out and that I generally don't run when I GM, which is like most of the time when I play tabletop RPGs. I am the game master, or master of ceremonies, or dungeon master, whatever wording you want to use. And I generally run games where I can create, where essentially power struggle and such between players, and not just between, you know, players as a group versus the environment is a thing. You know, I run stuff like Cyberpunk, Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf, Mage, Shadowrun, even MechWarrior RPG, like things of this nature where like Apocalypse World especially love that system in game, where I can generate, you know, where I can steer players towards like paranoia and sort of like distrust among each other, even though they end up working together towards some sort of a shared goal, or possibly even, depending on how the game wants to be run and how the players want it to be run as well, they may be forced to go, you know, work together even though none of them want to, like. And that comes, that definitely will come out with how I perceive some of this stuff, with my whole like cynicism of like, okay, the end reward is that I will get beheaded and they just take over the thing, because creating that paranoia in players is fun for me. And then having them, you know, having that gnawing idea in the back of their heads of like, okay, are we even going to survive this? Is this going to end up well for us? And so on. He is fantastic. Anyway.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet. Go and return in triumph.
Oh, God. Venture forth. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Whoever were you awesome people who made this game. Venture, get your party and venture forth. Oh my. Amazing.
Hi, my name's Lindsay. I'm a bard, though this is my first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
Okay. That came out of nowhere. Just a random halfling bard. I assume halfling or a gnome, because she's tiny. Let's just be pleasant to start off with.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something.
Oh boy, it's a bard, of course. There's nothing but question galore.
How do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is barons wear. Doesn't matter. I don't like him. I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Oh jeez. What? Am I gonna be stuck with Dandelion in the form of a halfling? Or a gnome or whatever, I am assuming halfling. Seriously? Okay, well, I suppose that's a thing. This is this one sort of obnoxious, annoying, annoyingly cheerful character that is really funky to stick into a party of like. This person will annoy the hell out of you in your camp. Yeah, I'm just a mercenary here. I'm here to throw some bombs around.
And what are you a mercenary for? Is it only riches? Or maybe you want glory too? Don't you want your feats to be remembered and glorified for centuries? Just listen.
Okay, you are making a good point. Do you write poems about bombs?
You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly?
Because the victors write history. That's real world craziness. They inserted into here as an answer to why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly, because nobody wants to. On the victorious side, nobody wants to reveal all the awful things that led to that victory. Let's just be real for a sec. But still, I mean, I am stuck with a dandelion, I assume.
And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Horrific scythe lady. The horrific scythe lady was making sense. The dwarf was, you know, covered and probably dies first. And the gnome was sort of like, hey, gnome was like really clearly a mercenary. Also, I have a feeling that scary, you know, scythe lady is here right behind you. Yeah, what about the barbarian?
Oh yeah, she's fantastic. You can tell she could tear a bear's head off with her bare hands, but she kind of scares me just a little. But, I mean, her sword's twice as big as I am. She could cut me down without even noticing. Just think on it a bit, alright? I'm sure you'll agree.
You bloody heck.
Alright, I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
First step on the road to glory. Adventure. Can I? I'm not used to feeling like a pawn. Alright, let's find out. Spellbook. Enlarge person, reduce person, shield. Wait, am I prepared caster instead of her? I have 6 bombs, I have the 3 mutagens. Demoralize doesn't really do anything to me. I don't wanna charge into melee, I don't think. I have 3 alchemist fire flasks and a potion of reduce poison. Oh, very cool. Alright then, yeah, let's not throw bombs at people right now. Now, here is a weird question I have. How do I take stuff off my bar? Oh, just drag and drop. Alright, that makes sense. I also just realized that I need to rebind like these keys. Because I may have... oh, that's the dwarf. Surely doomed, yep, that's the dwarf. Where am I supposed to go, actually? Oh, cool. That's really cool. Show me this. So, I have a spear. Why the heck do I have a spear? And I have a light crossbow and I have torches. Ever burning torch? What? So, yeah, I need like a short bow and stuff. And oh cool, I start with the studded leather armor. Fantastic. Wait, I am an arcane spellcaster. Can I cast my spells with the leather armor on? Okay, I am prepared caster. Let's grab Cure Light Wounds, because that's always useful. I don't think I want that, because it's too short of a duration. I'll keep the shield spell as a means to try and I'll grab either enlarge or reduce, I think. That's just pure damage on a reflex save, no thank you. This will allow somebody to survive. Maybe. The problem I have right now is... Does this stuff have an arcane spell failure? Due to me being in light armor? Because I assume... Yeah, arcane spell failure chance on this. Dang it. Oh, we're the tiefling. Then what is going on?
The mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started killing everyone. I barely made it. Hurry, we have to help the guards fight off the attackers or we'll all be cut down one by one.
Okay then. Wait, how do I switch to melee? There somewhere. Or do I open my inventory and switch it here? Yeah. Okay. Did he really just roll 19? Wait, why are there... Oh, he rolled... Yeah, he rolled 19. Holy crap, thankfully I casted that shield, huh? No, I don't really want to throw the alchemy bomb. Can I get info out of you? What's your AC? Okay, your AC is not very high, huh? Okay. Dagger, chain shirt.